Hello guys, so this is Bestek 2000 watt power inverter, and I don't know if I'm so unlucky, but this is the second one that went up in the smoke for no reason whatsoever. Okay, my first one was Power Bright 2500 watt inverter, 7000 watts peak, and this one lasted for about 15 years, but it was used maybe about 10 times, lightly used, for a period of 15 years. And then one day, and it was just stored in the basement on a shelf in a nice air-conditioned basement, you know, in dry conditions, and didn't use it for about maybe 5 years. And then one day I decided to power up my freezer from the car, because I want to throw it on my pickup and just bring some frozen foods to my cabin. So I powered it up, and it just pretty much went up in the smoke, even when the power button was off and there was no load connected to it at all. Now, exactly the same thing happened with this one, and I don't understand that. This one is about a little more than a year old. I use it, well, actually, this has, this is like a continuing story. When the Power Bright went up in the smoke, I decided I'm gonna do my homework, and I'm gonna buy myself not very expensive, but really nice, with a very good reviews, power inverter, right? So I done my homework. I googled the reviews, I YouTube the reviews, and this Bestek 2000 watt power inverter just came up number one, for the money, for about $100, I guess, or I don't know, maybe 120 in the time, about a year ago. So, it's fairly affordable. 2000 watts is, gives you a good power. You can run a couple of things out of it. So after seeing so many good things about it on the internet, on the YouTube, everybody just bragging about it, pretty much, I decided to get one. And I didn't really test it fully, like, load it up and stuff like that. I just need to run my freezer, and my freezer was running out of this fine small freezer, chest freezer. So I was pretty happy with it. I bring my food to the cabin. This thing was running all the way, on the road, in the back of my pickup. And since then I didn't use it. It was just pretty much sitting in my pickup, being ready to get used again, until a couple of days ago I turned it on, and there was the red light. So I checked the power supply and everything went fine. So I bring it inside, I open it, I look inside, I didn't see anything wrong with it, all the fuses fine, there is no fuses inside. And so I didn't find anything, so I hook up the battery to it, and suddenly it just starts smoking. With the power switch off, no load on it, it just starts smoking from some of the parts inside. So I check again, and couldn't find anything wrong with it. But it went up in the smoke again and again, anytime I connected the battery to it. So, anyway, I decided to look at this thing a little bit closer and see what you people on YouTube talking about. Because if this is very well built, then I am a monkey. Okay? And I can build a spaceship. Alright? Number one thing. Let me just disconnect the power here. I still have the cables connected. And this is the true review. Okay, I'm not exaggerating or anything, but basic things. I tried to put this back together. These little teeny tiny screws, you can barely even see them on the camera, I guess. They will go right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws, and they will hold this and that together, bottom and top. Okay, so when you put this together, number one, it doesn't even fit together. Okay, after I dismount this side and this side just spring out of its way, and I cannot even put it back together. These two parts don't fit together. This doesn't fit together. Okay, when I put this on one side together like that, I'm gonna put a couple of screws in here, here and here, and when I get the bottom here, this one barely I can get in, and this one doesn't fit anymore. Okay, but when I don't know, we just need some kind of little play with. I got this one in, and then this was completely out of alignment. So after half an hour fussing with it and priming this thing, I got these two in, and the top one I had to actually unscrew this and get this first in, and then that first in, and use it and prime it with a screwdriver to actually get it aligned with these holes. Same thing on the other side. I didn't even finish the other side because there was like no way I was going to put it together without hardship. So just tell me one thing, okay? If these people, whoever built this, if they cannot line up the holes for stupid screws, how can they build something really good quality? How can they put something good quality inside here if they cannot even get the cover right? I don't know. That's beyond my understanding. If this is cheap, they cannot even drill the hole right on these plates, then how can they put something together that's actually much more complicated than drilling the holes or aligning the holes with the cover? Okay? That's just, I don't know, that's just behind my understanding here. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to bring this thing outside and I'm going to hook it up to the battery. And last night I actually hooked up to the battery and started smoking here, so I didn't want to stink up the house. But right now I'm going to take it out and I'm going to hook the battery to it, and I'm going to show you how it's going to go up in the flames. Okay, this really good quality Bestek 2000 watt power inverter. Unbelievable. Alright, let's go outside. Okay guys, so here it is. On the outside, on the concrete, so nothing will catch on fire. And bear in mind that this is about a year and a half roughly old. It was used one time with a load. The freezer takes about 1.7 amps. Okay, so that's about 170 watts for maybe 4 hours. So, and that's it. And now I can just throw it in the trash. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how it's gonna go up in the smoke, but I don't want to kill my battery. So if it's gonna start doing something funky, I'm gonna disconnect the battery from the power source. So here we go. And it stinks like a hell. Didn't make any noise. Just checking my battery leads. Is it gonna smoke again? No. I think it burned out completely. Interesting. And power switch is off. Yeah, that's interesting too. The power switch is actually off, but it's still, as you can see, draw a lot of power. It's drawing a lot of power. Okay, I don't want to torture my battery anymore, but it stinks like a hell too. Let's see what's inside here. And again, I really don't see anything burned, but something went up in the smoke nicely. Well, anyway, this is the dead end of what the hell is this? Bestek 2000 power inverter. Unbelievable. I don't know, I'm frustrated with this stuff. Just wasting money on junk. But thank you for your time.